Hey guys, so it's taken over a week, but I've finally managed to finish building my Mualani, at least to a respectable standard, level 90 weapon, crown skill, decent burst. No, I haven't actually managed to farm her artifact set yet, but I'm working on it. Anyway, Mualani's been out for a while now, so I'm sure we've all heard the discourse and complaining about her teams, how people are finding these teams so scuffed or hard to play, that these can't be her real teammates. She must have future supports coming out in Natlan. So what I was most interested in was seeing how much value you could actually get out of Mualani out of 4-star teammates only. You know, let's see if we actually need to wait and pull for future teammates to save her, or perhaps it's just a skill issue. And these are the two teams I ended up liking the most. And the cool thing is Barbara, who's free, or Kachina, who is also free. And my Barbara is only level 60, my Kachina is only level 20, and it's still working fine. So for Mualani teams, I've found what works best is just all 3 teammates need to be doing something that buffs her damage. I think she's just a real hyper carry like that. Your first teammate is obvious, it's your pyro applier to give Mualani the big forward vaporize multipliers, and I've personally found xiangling hard to replace here. Other pyro appliers just don't have xiangling's AoE or flexibility, or the fact that Pyronado is portable and moves around with you and how it lasts so long. I also stack more buffs on her using the instructor set. The only stat you care about is energy recharge. You can see I've stacked a bunch of that and I've got 227. Favlance is also very helpful here to help with her burst. Then the other slot I'm using sucrose. You can use Kozwa if you have him. The advantage sucrose has here is that she takes barely any field time to give her buffs, but both sucrose and Kozwa are incredible options since they can both absorb pyro with their burst, which gives you another way of applying off-field pyro. It's very useful to have. Then for the last slot, what Barbara does is a bunch of small things that can add up. She's actually quite overlooked. First of all, she's a healer, which is great, but she also gives 25% HP to Mualani from Hydro Resonance, having 2 Hydro characters in your team. That one's obvious, but then there's her C2, which gives a further 15% Hydro damage bonus. And then you get a further 12% elemental damage from holding this new artifact set. Now this artifact set, Natlan characters do get the full 40% elemental damage bonus, but old characters still get this 12%, which actually makes this a very useful set for the future. Lastly, what I've done in my gameplay is use Favonia's Codex here for energy, but what you could do if you have it is give her Nahida's signature weapon. This will give an extra 40 EM to the team, which is just a small bonus. But if you think about it overall, Barbara can give 25% HP, 27% Hydro damage, and potentially 40 EM, whilst being a free healer, which is pretty good. Now I will say in practice you don't always activate all those buffs, as you'll see in my gameplay, and also her skill can sometimes steal vapes from Mualani, which is obviously not ideal, but it's still nice to have all those buffs as an option. And then if you're not using Barbara, you can play Kachina instead, who I think is actually stronger than Barbara, but she doesn't have healing. And instead of having all those small buffs, she just gives you the full 40% elemental damage bonus from this set, which is definitely no joke. And she'll get very high uptime on this, and her animations are so fast, she takes barely any field time. Now, although she isn't a healer, what people have been cooking is stacking EM on her, which will improve the strength of her shields created by Crystallize, so she ends up acting as a pseudo healer. But I haven't got lucky in the new artifact domain to try those artifacts. And also Kachina does have further synergies if you have her C1. She can pull shards towards you, and that can make it easier to utilize stuff like Archaic Petra for damage bonus. You don't have to be chasing the shards anymore. You can use this on Zhongli or xiangling, but for now, since I'm using sucrose, I don't need to switch out my artifacts. So whichever teammates you play with Mualani, the whole team setups basically revolve around Hydro application. Sucrose and Kachina want to react with Hydro to activate their buffs, and xiangling wants to react with Hydro to activate her instructor set. So the setups can be tricky, but there is a lot of flexibility. Anyway, that's all I have for explanations for now. Let's get into the gameplay, and hopefully you found those explanations helpful.
Nice and spicy. Eat this! Absorption test. Let's ride! Woohoo! Nice and spicy. Absorption test. Animal muscle. Check this out. That's the luck. Animal test 60. You're toast. Booba, get them. Action at the flames. Woo! Let's ride. Absorption test. Nice and spicy. Swirl, mark chicken. Carving wave. Surf's up. Amazing. Off with the Booba. Get them. Animal test 60. Action at the flame. Woo! Absorption test. You're toast. Let's ride. Enhanced animal module. I'm the frying pan. Let's shred, Darky.
Your journey ends
Stay clear.
here.
With me.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Woohoo! The show's only just begun. Amazing. That's not done with the curtain. Woo! Mom.